Okay, so guys, 1, 2 and 3. This is about your career, life purpose, job, what's going on. Meditate on 1, 2 and 3. Pause the video. I'm going to use the Low Scarabeo deck, which is really cool deck to use in career readings. You can specifically speak about industries and what you're going to be doing and all these kinds of things. So yes, meditate on 1, 2 or 3, and I'm gonna get started on 1. Okay, just ring the bell, clear the energy. Okay, clear the wall. That is, we're asking for pile 1 to see what's going on in their job, career, life purpose, their path. We ask for guidance, what to do, a blessing for them to show up in their lives, to give them answers, that it's really obvious where they're meant to be going and that they connect to their soul family. Soul family and career, often we meet a lot of our soul family in our career and our jobs when we're on the right path. So if you're manifesting your job, ask to be connected to your soul family in the highest and best career path for you that's aligned with your life purpose. Okay. So we get the moon at the bottom. So that means for a lot of you it's going to be creative work. And as you can see, the moon here has this couple here. So it can mean that you're going to meet someone that's going to invest in you and invest in your path, especially if you're a creative person. This is a divine timing situation because you can see the Buddha in the back. So it's like this is something that is divinely timed for you. Something that's pre-planned. You meet someone who believes in you, who sees your potential. So that's for some of you, okay? And let's have a look in the cards. Fortune teller. So you could have asked for a lot of answers. And some of you could also be fortune tellers as well. Let's ask the runes. Yeah, a lot of you are also going to be readers and fortune tellers, so you could do, it could be that you're going to have 2 careers that are operating side by side. That's for some of you as well. Some of you are going to do one thing, but some of you are going to do more than one thing. And a lot of you are working on being really grounded right now so that you can channel the messages and be readers. And you get algae is reversed at the top. Algae is reversed often means when you're being guided to be really grounded because you're going to create something. And for a lot of you it's going to be something new. Okay, so we're going to keep having a look in the cards. So we get Fourth. This is basically flow energy. So your life now is being directed in one area of your life very specifically, and it could feel like it's a frustrating feeling because it could feel like you're not in control, and it could also feel like that you have a lot of fears around what's happening as well. So they're just saying to release any kind of fears because you do have the skills to take care of what's coming. And remember, you used to have a lot of faith that everything turned out how it was meant to. You see that in writing there. Some of you have recently married, or your marriage is very influencing you, or you're gonna get married and like I said before, there's something about a partnership and being invested in, and it's coming from your home life, being invested in from your home. And so a lot of people are very creative here. It's creative writing. Some of you are going to be designers. I feel like some people here will also be dressmakers, I feel, as well. Some of you could be married to doctors or married to people in the medical field. Because doctors is showing up here in the others position. Some of you could also be working in the medical field, that's for some. And some of you could be secretaries for doctors. So here again, jumping with kind of similar to shouting. It's like not knowing exactly what is happening and feeling a little bit frustrated about it. But here we're getting feast, and feast shows up when it can mean that you're going to work in hospitality, but it can also mean that you're going to be around people that your soul family, like I said in the beginning of the reading. Your soul family is coming through very strongly in pile 1. So you're gonna, whatever it is that you do for a living, you're gonna be around your soul family. So for a lot of people in this pile, that's where the journey is now. So if you start manifesting in your soul family, then your job, career will, that whole situation will resolve itself. There's a lot of flow here to get you to your soul family that we see here in Ingus. And one journey that you have taken has come to some kind of an end. So it could be that it has something to do also with the home life as well. So maybe it's, for some of you, maybe you had moved, or maybe you've done some renovation to your house. It's something that's shifted the energy in the house. That's also shifted your energy as well. They say to be very, very strong with your boundaries and speak up more when something is wrong. That's what they say. That's the highest rune, so that's the highest advice. They will make it really obvious for you what to do, because we see Dagas here quite high up, so they're going to shine the light towards where you're meant to be going. And also the flow and stream in your life is again pulling you very specifically in one direction. So some of you could be chefs as well. Some of you could be writing up your own menus. Some of you are doctors or work for doctors. And some of you are fortune tellers, readers. And I feel also that some of you are going to work with fabric and be designers. Okay, so. And some of you are going to do two things. So you're going to have two careers operating side by side. And those careers enhance each other. So you get more out of both jobs because you're doing two things. Okay, Creator, show me how is the best way. Give guidance to pile 1. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords shows up when someone is very, very intelligent. So you have the intellect to take on whatever problem you're facing, they're saying. So you need to know that you have clear thinking and you can trust in your own decisions. Okay. There is something very measured about what you're going to be doing for a lot. So you could be using tools. You need to calculate things. You need to measure things. You need to be able to do things almost like an engineer almost. You could be designing things. And so it's something about having to use your brain to solve complex problems that's also showing up in pile 1. Like most people wouldn't be able to do what you do, they're saying. Some of you could feel like there's a bit of a waiting period right now. But again, when we have these waiting periods, that's when our spirit team is working really hard to set up a new scene for us to re-enter. It's like a theater, when there's a set between the scenes, you know, and the actors are changing clothes and a new scene is being set, and then you re-enter again. So it's like that. Some of you could perhaps also be entertainers as well and be really good at entertaining people. We'll see what shows up in the cards. Okay. So we get 7 of Cups. It could be that you feel like you have a lot of options. You're looking into things. You're thinking, oh, you're going to try something new. Some of you could also be working using the internet a lot. That's for some. And some of you are very interested in art, and you get a lot out of art, looking at art. Some of you could be in a gallery yourself, creating art as well. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords shows up when someone is very good at being a manager. They're very good at coordinating events. They're very good at planning. Use the dice to get clarification. So Ace of Swords, but now it's reversed. So it could be that maybe you're doubting your own ability to take on complex tasks. But they're saying with Queen of Swords, they want you to keep a cool head. Once you keep a cool head and don't get too emotional, it will flow really, really well. So Knight of Wands is someone who is very, very good at sport. They're often good at entertaining people. They're very good at putting on a show. They're very, very charismatic. So that's showing up as well. That's what's crossing. So it could be that you've been guided to use more of your personality, to network with people, to meet people. This is most likely also someone in your soul family. For some, it could be someone you've had a bit of argument with. And it could be someone who really got on your nerves a little bit as well for some. Let's get some clarification. 7 of Pentacles. It could be that you were very impatient where you are at or where you currently are at, and therefore sometimes the drama follows when we are impatient because we're pushing too hard. So it could be then that we have that maybe you've had an argument with someone because you were impatient in the situation you were in. But they're saying to really safeguard what you have created for yourself, because what you have created for yourself in your life is very, very sacred. That's what they're saying with the 9 of Wands. Ace of Wands is, you get a lot of wand energy. When only Wands is showing up, this is Ace of Wands, is being very impatient. Ace of Wands is when you want everything straight away. So it's timing. So it's like you want action. You want there to be never a dull moment. Again, Wands is confirming straight away. Never a dull moment. Wants play and work to be one. So that you want a fun job where you don't even know that you're working because you're having so much fun. So there could be a little bit of studying in the future or learning something that will take you to exactly where you want to be. So, okay, what's with this studying? Sun. Okay, so it's something that when you be able to create exactly what it is that you want to create. That's for the creators, the people that like to make things. And that has to do again with being able to use certain tools, being able to measure things perfectly, knowing how to do the math, this is for people who are like engineers, who are very, very good at making things. They're going to do, there's something you're going to learn that specifically teaches you something that you'll be able to use a tool to precisely make exactly what it is that you want to do. And here we get the Sun again, so that's clarifying again that you are already on the right path. For those of you who like to make things, this is really your pile here in pile 1. Page of Wands in other positions, so that's someone who really believes in you and you're on the same journey actually. This is a significant other. You're on the same journey and you get a lot of word of mouth. And it could even be someone who'll be sharing everything you're doing on social media, who knows how to run a social media channel, who knows how to do advertising, who'll be advertising what you're doing and your work. And here we get the Star, which is again, often shows up when there is someone who's really good at marketing, using the media. The media could be a huge part of what you're going to be doing as well. You're using some kind of medium and getting a lot of attention. There's a lot of pages. When pages are showing up, that means everyone is paying attention to what you're doing. So we get King of Wands. King of Wands shows up when people are entrepreneurs. So I feel like this is a part where people really need to take charge of their own destiny. Okay. 4 of Wands. So yeah, in the community where you're at now, you're going to be very well known, I feel. And there's going to be a lot of word of mouth, but you could be a little bit shy talking about this as well. So you could talk about it even more. This is Knight of Swords. So it's like you're working on a pitch. How to say it and speak it exactly perfectly in very few words so everyone understands what you're doing. You're an authority in your field. So people will come to you for answers. You get that with the alignment. The 8 with King of Wands. So what I want to have a look at is see if there are pages, and there is. But this page here is the only page that showed up. And it's Page of Pentacles. So you're going to have to learn about money. That's part of it. It's learning how to run a business, how to budget, how to do the money side of things. So it could be that you're very good at the creative side, and then you're learning about the money side, but it looks like there's a romantic interest or someone coming in to help and support you with it. So let's ask about that. So this is Queen of Wands reverse. It could be someone who's too shy to, for those of you who are single, someone wants to reach out but they're a bit too shy. And the Fool reverse, yeah, someone who has a little bit lack of confidence and wants to connect with you. That's what they're saying. But who's actually a good person in business. But yes, you're going to learn a little bit more about the business side of things. Let's look in the runes again. For some of you, you could learn how to run your own accounts and how to do accounts. Some of you are going to expand on what you're already doing, so you're going to have to get an accountant. That's for some. Some of you are manifesting very specifically everything you want. And they're saying to plan for a rainy day so that you're going to have abundance, and then they want you to put some of that abundance aside and invest it really well, so that if there is hardship in the future, then you'll have enough to get you through. And that has, yeah, Queen of Pentacles is the most powerful queen. She is someone who can do healing work, she can do psychic work, she can do very practical work in the house. She's someone who can run a household. She can cook amazing meals. She has a garden. She knows about herbs. She's often a herbalist as well. She often works from home. She's a businesswoman. She is the most amazing queen. So basically you're gonna set something up so you can take care of yourself, your family, and maybe even other people as well, and carry people through a more of a difficult time. Where people are maybe feeling a little bit lost, especially where they're heading in their own lives. So you finding your feet and being guided now very specifically by your guides is actually going to be a very strong foundation for other people, and many of them will come to you for advice and get advice from you what to do as well, they're saying. Yeah, Moon. So there's a bit of dark times when it comes to, there's a shifting energy in the world at large. And while we're going in this it's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of people will come to you and ask you for help. So a lot of you will be able to advise people and make people feel really calm, feel much more happier and optimistic about their own lives. So here we get Knight of Pentacles reverse. It could be that for a lot of people in this pile, you'll find a way to support yourself through a time where it's a little bit uncertain what is going on when it comes to jobs, careers, all these kinds of things. So for some of you, you will maybe choose to take quite a conservative approach in many ways. So if you wanted another job, if you wanted to manifest something completely different, they're asking you to also make sure that where you're going is where your soul family is. That's very important. So let's find out about soul family. Oh, so we get a Page of Swords reverse. A lot of your soul family already know who you are, but you might not know yet who they are. And that's for new soul family coming in. So it's like they have heard of you, but you haven't yet heard of them. So maybe you are a little bit known already in your community or in the world. You could be quite well known actually. And they're very, very curious about you. But again, they're showing up reverse. It's almost like they're not sure if they can reveal who they are yet. 6 of Wands, but once you do connect, it's just moving forward then. And it's really positive energy, a lot of laughter, a lot of popularity, a lot of spending a lot of time together and building together and creating opportunities and happiness in each other's lives. That's what they're saying. Okay, pile 1, I hope this resonated. If you do want to manifest a career, like if you want to change your job, for example, or if you're unemployed and you want to have a job, or even if you want your own business, ask to also be connected to your soul family. That's really important here in this pile 1. Okay guys, let me know how you're going. Bye bye. Okay, pile 2. This is your pile. I'm going to just clear the energy. This is your pile, and I'm going to first pull a card from the Low Scarabeo deck. And So we're going to see, asking the creator wall to show us here in pile 2 what is the life purpose, career, job, situation for pile 2. And we also ask that pile 2 receives a blessing and guidance and answers in career. And for those of you who want to connect with soul family, that's a really awesome way to manifest career and life purpose, because it's actually where our soul family is that we have our life purpose. So then it aligns. It aligns really well then. And so it's much easier to manifest when you add soul family to your career. Okay, show me creator. How's the best way with Grace Denise? Oh, so this just flipped over, so it's like money. So money is a big part of manifesting. Money is going to be a big part of your career. Okay, so we see what that means. It could mean business, and that you're working in finance as well. That's for some. Or you're gonna, whatever you're doing, be able to master manifestations of money. So at the bottom it is clock, and clock often shows up when people are a bit waiting for something to happen, and maybe they're not that excited about how things are going. So it could be that there's a little bit of boredom at the moment, or that things have quieted down quite a lot. So we're going to ask for clarification on this matter. So it could be that, yeah, you feel like you're going a little bit in a cycle, and that you have to focus away maybe from soul family for a little bit, because as soon as I said the soul family part, I felt that for some will have to do, there's a part of the journey that you're going to have to do on your own right now, and maybe you have to isolate yourself a little bit, and now the money part came again. So it could be that you used to work in a team, then maybe you're not anymore, or you've been separated from like a work group for whatever reason, then, or there's something going on where you're going to be manifesting a lot of money, but you might feel like, where's my soul family? So have a look what is going on in the cards. So maybe you have to go on this journey a little bit on your own right now. Bearing, as you can see here, these old men are burying a bird, and then the seeker is walking out with a bird still alive. So it's like something has ended in your life and you started something new. Ship in blocks. It could be that you're waiting for your ship to come in, you're not quite sure what is the next step, but they're really guiding you to meditate, because you will get all of your answers in meditation. That's where you will get your answers. So yeah, Knight of Pentacles. It's a new career path, a new door opening for you, but you can't see it yet. They want to give you time to slow things down in your life. Maybe you lived very hectic before. They just want things to be a bit more peaceful in your life, because they really enjoy it when you meditate, because that's when they can talk to you, they can give you ideas, they can help you with all these things. And for some of you, being working in meditation, like being a meditation teacher, is going to be what you're going to be doing. Or you're going to channel amazing products. So it could be we're going to have a look a little bit more into what it's actually going to be, but it could just be ideas, product, solutions that will come to you in meditation. So we get a dog at the bottom. So it could mean that pets have been important to you in the past. You have had a dog in your life that was really important, or a pet that was very important. But it also is a symbol of friendship as well. Here is your home. So your home at the moment is really important. Perhaps you're working from home, or there's a part of your home that is also part of what you're doing for career. Or for some it could be that you're gonna help people work from home, so you're gonna be a consultant, or you're gonna help people in their home in one way or the other. So it could be, for example, selling houses for some, or it could be helping people in their homes, or even renovating and doing the interior design in their houses. But for a lot of you, this is about your home and you're working from home. That's for a lot of you as well. Weapons. So weapons showing up in the future, which means that you're going to focus on securing your life in one way or the other. So let's have a look. Okay, so there's a shifting timeline in your life right now. And there's a lot of success and money coming in. So you are finding ways to securing your abundance. Because it's like you've seen, this again, this is basically a shifting timeline, which is why we got clock. So you are a little bit of waiting, but they're illuminating something in your life. And that's for you to see this abundance coming your way. And this is channeled straight from the gods, I feel, because we're getting it almost in a rainbow coming through Fehus or Velo, and then it comes here in Ivas, and it's right there for you to grab this amazing opportunity in your life. But it's with this abundance, you're gonna also having to secure it in one way or the other. So maybe you're gonna just think about just practical things, how you gonna stay safe in your abundance, and how you're gonna safeguard it. So yeah, travel reversed, it means that you're just gonna be very careful where you're going. You're gonna be careful who you're around. You're gonna be a little bit more secretive about what you're doing, things like that. Aiding. So a lot of you are supporting others. So what you're doing is helping others. So you're bringing some kind of nourishment to other people. Some of you also in this pile will have children that you're caring for. And maybe you're also very, very busy with balancing all aspects of your life as well. And here in significant other, this has a little bit to do with this. It's almost like you are bringing in a protective energy into your life. So you can see this is sort of like a guard walking past. So it could be someone in the military or someone who is very security minded as well, who are very protective. So let's find out. So it's Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords can be someone who is a little bit cynical. So it could be someone coming into your life that is very cynical and using their mind as a weapon almost. And we get it with Wheel of Fortune, and this is someone that you're going to get to know that uses her mind, it looks like a female, to create very good positive results. And it's like they know how to make calculated risks so it looks like they have luck, but it's a calculated risks, not actually luck. Gift. So again, you're manifesting abundance from this is surprise position. As you can see, the gods are giving gifts and you are starting to receive these gifts. And then we have chasm. So this here looks like here. So it's like you're giving so much of yourself that maybe you feel like you're getting eaten at the same time. So that has to do again with this boundary, with the weapon, and with this boundary here as well. You are learning to protect yourself, because this is like always giving to those around you. So you could have been in a caring role. Maybe you are a very caring person and they want you to have some discernment on how much of yourself that you give. So you don't give everything. 6 of Cups, you just have a very, very sweet heart, a very kind heart. And 5 of Swords, in the past people have taken advantage of this. And that's why you've been shifted out of people's way and a little bit away from people to give you this protection. So I feel like it's spiritual protection actually. And that's to protect your money and your asset in the future. So I'm going to also have a look now in the tarot cards as well. So chasm with creativity could mean that you feel like you have to put a boundary on your creativity. So you could have a subconscious belief that you don't want to out-create someone, or maybe you're selling yourself short so you don't make someone else look less good. Like you kind of like let someone else take the spotlight where it should be you. Like it's like not wanting to upset someone by producing something better than they made. That's what I feel like it means. So they want you to allow yourself to blossom fully. That will make your spiritual team very, very proud. Some of you are also very connected to the outdoors and need to spend more time outdoors, I feel, as well. So, yeah, so you get here, meditating in somewhere in nature that's very, very beautiful will do you the world of good. We see that in 7 of Wands. Some of you will be spiritual teachers, some of you will be, you will combine art and spirituality in a very positive way. They've been trying to get your attention, you see in 2 of Wands crossing. And they were trying to give you a direct message, and maybe you have ignored it. Let's see more. Looks like maybe you have ignored it a little bit. Which is why they want you to go into meditation. Yeah, this comes from a very high place. It's to help you with your finances, actually. They want to help you with money. They want to give you an idea that's going to be very, very abundant. And they don't want you to ignore them. And so that's what they want to say. There is a new opportunity coming to you in your work life. And there's several doors opening for you, actually, in your life. And now that they have been able to bring the message of meditation, they say the people will come into your life once you also incorporate meditation into your life. Then they will come in, because it's almost like they've tried to keep them away to give you time for meditation. But if you put that into your routine, then these people will then come into your life. Something is going to be completely rebuilt from scratch in your life. Something that was taken from you. What's this? Tower. You have to be in a specific location for something that's going to happen in the future. They don't want you part of it at all. So something is coming down. So whatever you were doing for a living that you're not doing anymore, maybe you've had a break from it, or you resigned from something. Something is coming down in that area, and they wanted you away from it. So we'll have a look what was that. So if there is a turmoil or upheaval in an area of your life, then that's the area they're trying to protect you from. So 2 of Swords, it could be that there's a balance that's off balance. It could be, sometimes 2 of Swords speak of us as something to do with science, something that's meant to be very clear cut, but for some reason was not. And therefore they got something wrong, terribly wrong, and that's created some sort of chain reaction. And now something like an institution or something is completely tumbling down, and they wanted you away from that situation. Tower, see, so, and that's coming down, and it's almost impossible to self-protect if you're in that field or area. So that's what they want you to know. That's why you will know why you were taken kind of out of that situation. And we get Evas here. So this rune, Dagas, fell really high. So it's this protection comes from a very high place. Once this tower comes tumbling down, you will be able to re-enter again, but you will know specifically how, because something else will be built up. But it was completed in your life for a reason. Here we get the World. There is someone in your life that's very good with money, actually. It could be a partner, and they're making the money. So for those of you who are in relationships right now, it could be that your partner will be able to provide you with security, and together you'll be able to manifest a lot of abundance. And some of you could be into finance and trading as well. You can see the Fibonacci here. The 4 coins are forming Fibonacci, and if you're into trading, Fibonacci is like a trading tool. So it basically means that you're using tools to trade. That's for some of you, not all of you, but for others it's basically you have invested, or you have some kind of investment with someone. That's what they're talking about. And they're going to bring you more abundance, but you have to stand on their shoulders right now, because it's not clear cut what's going on in the world right now. And where even in the industry that you have maybe worked in for a long time, it's not clear either what's going to happen. And you're going to be invested in to be more of a teacher, actually. So for some of you, you could be teachers, something you have an expertise in, that you've done in many past lives, that you have a lot of knowledge in, that you are being guided to teach it. But many of you will work from home doing this, and you'll have more control over your destiny. So yeah, Kena's teaching people, and through your teachings you're going to be rejuvenated. And Algis here is the bird. Algis reverse is a bird that's now sitting down, and this is basically your spiritual protection. So they come down from the heavens to put their wings around you, basically, while this is all happening. Let's have a look at the alignment. You might not be ready for the change, but they're saying this change is happening. And the opportunities they're giving you, you might think, I'm not ready for these opportunities. But they're coming anyway. So when you get the Pentacles with 4 and the Queens, it's always about your security, but it's easy sometimes to take it for granted and then think, no, I'm just gonna, it's very stable, which is also why we got clock, which is like you're just waiting, but it's very stable. So it's stable so that you don't get dragged into something that is that will wreak havoc in your life. Someone wants to, for a lot of you, some of you will get another job opportunity, but it will be a very secure job that's not going to get dragged into this, whatever it is that's coming down. So it's going to be a difficult financial situation for a lot of people, not in this pile, but I feel like as a whole. So it could have a ripple effect, and then that has another ripple effect, and then that's affecting another industry. So it's kind of like a ripple effect of someone making a very bad calculation, and they want you here in this pile secure and safe away from it. But ultimately they're saying you're a teacher type. So there's some role for a lot of people here that involves teaching something that where you are very, very skilled at teaching. Where you have a lot to offer, actually, the world as a whole. And when we get the world, it's often that where you'll find your place in the world, where you find security, is where you have something very specific that the world needs to know and learn, that you be able to teach. So that's one alignment. Another alignment is simply it's actually the moon with the tower with the world, the moon being the most important card. So it's almost like it's like a train wreck, basically. It's very hard to not look at it, but they want you to focus forward, 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 forward. Don't look too much into it, just forward, forward, forward. And they'll shift your energy out of this. And another alignment is Knight, Queen, Knight. So it's starting with a 2, a Knight, a Queen, a Knight, and a Queen. So as you can see, there is a beautiful relationship in your life as well, and friendships too. So this is soul family. This is your soul family here. So your guides will communicate to you directly who your soul family is, but they need to get your attention first. You need to be meditating. Once you start meditating, they will show you, here is your soul family. This could be a partner, actually. Knight of Pentacles. Very close to the Queen here. There is a connection, energetic connection here. Yeah, so get love reverse. So it's not something that's manifested yet, but it's coming. What about here? This looks like a muse. So travel, this is someone you've traveled to see, but it's not ready yet. Sometimes Knight of Wands speak of traveling, actually. But because we got it reversed, it hasn't happened yet. It's for the future. Something that will happen in the future. So we get this is your part of your highest calling in this lifetime. This is judgment. Okay? So that's what they want you to know. So your highest calling is currently being put together for you. And you will be a leader, Some of you will even go into politics. Some of you will work in very high positions. But most of you will be teachers. A lot of people here are very, very creative as well. And someone here in this pile is also very good at. Once you get into your meditation, you'll be able to communicate with very high spiritual beings, which is why you will also be able to guide others then in very strong and positive leadership roles. So there is something is coming down when it comes to a structure and in institutions that are no longer serving humanity in a way it can't continue. But what is being built up, I feel like you're going to be part of what is being built up in a very positive way. And Six of Swords is being shifted to something more evolved for humanity. 8 of Wands, and it will be more high vibration energy for humanity. So it's being created, but first something has to come down. Something that's not working has to start crumbling, and then it will be built back up again. And I feel like people in this pile will be part of how it's going to be built up again. And there's a network of people that's part of the same soul group that will work together. And it's going to help shift the whole energy of the whole earth to be much higher, better, more positive. Even how the natural resources are being, natural resources, even how that is being used, it's going to be more in harmony with the planet and in harmony with humanity. And so for a lot of you're going to even work in natural resources and dealing with all of that whole situation. So because that is what has been a problem and why is a lot of things that is going to happen now is happening. It has to do with something that was stolen from the earth in an unfair way. And part of what's going to be built up is a more harmonious teaching about how the earth, how to connect to earth healing. Some of you could even be shamans in this pile here, to work with the earth in harmony. That's for a lot of you, that's what you're going to be teaching. That's part of it. You're going to stand out from the crowd completely and show everyone there's another way you can live your life that is not disrupting the earth. And this is what a lot of people will be teaching, so how to be in harmony with the earth. Even how people do farming, how people use resources, how people even set up gardens, and it's like how to do it in harmony with the earth. And the earth is the teacher. The earth is part of your co-creator, and then you're adding creator wall to the mix as well. It's incredibly sophisticated and high vibrational. So that is what is being created for pile 2 here, and that's why now that we're not exactly there at the moment with humanity, but it's what's being built up. So it's, for example, permaculture is one example. And also, once you start in your meditation, what I'm feeling is that you will hear and see even how to do everything in a very sustainable way, even fashion, even sustainable fashion. Everything that's been created is created with earth, to promote earth, and in harmony with natural laws. That's what I'm sensing strongly from this pile here. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know how you're going. Bye. Okay, pile 3. This is your reading. I'm going to start looking into the Low Scarabeo, and also I'll check in my runes and in the dices and in the I Am Tarot deck as well. Okay, so we ask the creator wall to come through, and what we want is we want to see your career purpose, life purpose, a blessing. We ask for a blessing for pile 3, that you will get all the answers and the guidance in your career, life purpose, and that you connect with your soul family. Our soul family connects with us on our journey, and that's when we know we're on the right track, when we're on the right path. We can make lifelong friends, And there's a deeper connection with the people that you meet and work with. So it's often predestined as well. So you're going to have a look at that as well. So for pile 3, show us their career, life purpose, job, and in a way that we can feel, understand, and accept. Thank you, Creator. It is done, it is done, it is done. So at the bottom we get the dog, which means that you could be working with animals. That's for some of you. And a lot of you could also have a lot of gifts when it comes to animals. And we get garden. So for some of you, you are good with nature. Like you will work with nature. Some of you could be landscapers or gardeners, farmers. Some of you rejuvenate in nature. So it could be that you have a dog, you go for a walk, you spend a lot of time in nature, you're building up your own garden. Some of you will do feng shui, and you will do garden feng shui for houses. And some of you will become horticulturists. You have some kind of gifts and talents when it comes to plants and everything that's living and growing, and animals as well. So crossing, we get chasm. So I'm going to ask a little bit more, because often it shows up when someone is very overwhelmed with everything that's happening. It can mean there's a lot of changes as well, and that you have to think very quickly on your feet. Okay. So you get Otala. So it's something that your ancestry were known for as well. That's what it means. So someone in your ancestral line did this, and you are now doing it. So it's like a skill maybe that you've inherited, and you're passing down some kind of legacy in your job. We get billy goats again. This again takes me more to farming again, and working on the land, living off the land. Monks in distant past. So some of you have a very strong, almost religious or spiritual connection to the land. And some of you could be also influenced very much by a religious person or religion as well. That's for some of you. We get nourishing, and that again has to do with taking care of someone. As you can see, she has all the produce, she has the garden. And then we get tavern. So for some of you, you're going to work in a tavern. So that's for some of you, you're going to work maybe even running your own tavern, cafe or bar. Some will maybe be cocktail waitresses or bartenders. That's for some as well. Now we get art, so artists. And keys. So basically for some, you're going to be getting the key to, for some of you, you're going to get the key to a house. You're going to maybe buy your own house. But this also means that it's your guides that are showing you one step at a time what you are meant to be doing. And it's also in connection to someone that you meet. So if you're single, you can meet someone in a tavern, or you could you can meet someone and they are actually giving you their keys. If you're in a relationship, maybe it means you're gonna get the keys to their apartment, or maybe you'll even move in together. For others, maybe it's a decision that you're going to make whether or not you're going to live in the countryside or in the city. And for a lot, it's nature is coming through very, very strong here, even in this manas rune reversed. When it's upright, it's usually some human invention. When it's reversed, it's often nature, something that's outside of what humans can control. We also get Fehu here. So maybe for some of you, you're thinking if you should change direction because of money situation. So maybe some of you are changing a little bit direction into more a city life. That's for some, from country to city. And so we see what else we're getting in the cards. We get fire here. And that's in the surprise position. So for some of you, maybe something is going to catch fire. So take care of where you're living. Make sure that it's not going to catch fire. But it could also mean that there's going to be a fire as well. It can also mean that there's some news that you're going to hear that's going to change your mind about something as well. And outcome, we get mountains. So that means, I think that for a lot of you, you're going to stay connected to nature. Some of you will even be tourist guides or even guides on mountain trails and things like that. Travel. Some of you could be travel guides, and some of you could work in the travel industry as well. So let's get some more. Destiny. Wheel of Fortune. So as you can see, this big long hat that this man has, or it looks like a man, could be a woman, and then this woman has it here. So it means that you have a long tradition behind you, most likely in your ancestral line, but can also be past lives, where so you have a lot of knowledge about this particular area. Some of you could work in conservation as well. And Knight of Pentacles. It could be that you are working in a field moving into conservation. So it could be a bit of a career change here. And Four of Cups. So some of you, maybe you feel like a bit, maybe it's something you've done for a while, and you want more excitement, because you get Four of Cups. And we get Ace of Pentacles. I think it's a bit reversed. So for some, maybe it is, again, you want to earn more money. So for some, that could be the motivation as well. Seven of Wands reversed. So maybe you think you work a lot for maybe you feel like you work a lot for little, or like you want to have more rewards for your efforts. So you can do some manifestations around money and abundance. And as soon as you do that, things will start to shift. Here we get 10 of Cups. So there is some perfection in your life, and some of you could also be painters, landscape painters, so you do maybe paintings of animals, and you have some kind of gift when it comes to nature, connecting to nature through art as well. And you're very perfectionistic. Here we get Justice. So some of you could be lawyers as well, but for a lot it is that you want perfection in your life, and you're working really hard to create a masterpiece in your life. And here we get Five of Pentacles. So if you are an artist, make sure you don't have the belief that you have to struggle because you're an artist. A lot of artists have struggling artist programs. Here we get Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, you're working a lot outside. This is an outside group, and maybe you feel like you wish you had a little bit more rewards for your efforts. So we're going to have a look also in the tarot cards and see how the money situation, how it will shift. Some of you, I think, have 2 jobs as well. So maybe you work 2 shifts, so you work daytime and nighttime. So maybe it's like you feel like you want to find a way to work less and have more money. Okay, find out some more. Let's ask about the money. So get the Love reversed. So maybe also you feel like work life takes up too much of your time and there's not enough time for relationship, or vice versa. So we'll find out. And also you need to love what you do as well. Once you start following your heart in career, the money will always be there. So show me, Creator, show me the... Show me pile 3. How is the best way with grace and ease? So I feel like you're juggling quite a lot of different things in your life. 2 of Cups, so that's relationship. And so we're going to see, and 2 of Cups can also mean that you're very good at making people feel at ease. You're very friendly and approachable, and that's something that you can really use to your advantage, because you're someone that people want to be around. And you also have a very good head on your shoulder. Ace of Swords, 6 of Pentacles crossing. Some of you could even be employers as well of others, and it could be that you're paying everyone else before you pay yourself. They say But Six of Pentacles can also mean that it's a lot of charity work, and maybe again you feel like you're working for free. But it can also mean Six of Pentacles sometimes shows up too when people need to feel worthy of receiving. So make sure you know that you are worthy and deserving of receiving abundance. Because here we got Fehu high up. We got Sovela in the middle, and again then Mana's reversed, which is nature at the bottom. So I feel like you're gonna work in an environment where you're outside a lot, and they also say you have a teacher heart as well. So you're very good at showing people how to do things, and a lot of times with Queen of Wands, people really want to have their own brand. They want to have their own logos. They want to develop products. They want to be front and center. So it could be that you're teaching a skill. Maybe it's a survival skills. And you are doing it as a business, as a brand. So now we got Nine of Cups. So it's a little bit reversed. So Nine of Cups, when it's upright, it really is the entrepreneur rune. When it's reversed, you have to go into Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is when we fulfill ourselves, but we have to leave something behind, or we have to go on our own journey. So this is really important, that you go on your own journey now and find out what you truly want in your heart, because you could be very influenced by other people. So we got Three of Swords. You could be very influenced by other people's opinion, and maybe they hurt a little bit. Maybe you feel like they're a bit judgmental. But you need to do what is right for you, because you're the one that's going to have to live with you. And here we get Queen of Swords. You have to really trust in yourself right now, because the Queens always talks about something that we're doing that's aligned with our soul. So if you've done something else and you don't feel like this is not my journey, we feel very depleted on a soul level. And Five of Wands is a very competitive rune, and it's in the distant past. It could be also that there's been a lot of competitiveness in your life, and you don't want that. Five of Wands can also mean when someone has very good skills in drawing, and they're very good at anything to do with art. Actually, it's also a rune. It's also a card where there's a lot of competition, and you need to find your own unique expression. Nine of Cups, which is you will get your wish fulfilled. And I also feel like you're going to be in a very beautiful environment as well. Knight of Cups, which is, so many of people in this pile are going to be farmers, beekeepers, horticulturists, landscapers, and also artists as well. And you're working for knowledge. You're learning a lot. They want you to think of being in a role where you are learning, because that's when you will really thrive. There's someone that you're learning from as well in your environment that has a lot of skills in the area that you're interested, because Queen of Pentacles is often someone who is very accomplished in so many different areas. Five of Swords, but maybe this particular person has a bit of a sharp tongue, because when Queen of Pentacles is reversed, it's someone who can be very mean-spirited, and I got Five of Swords, so maybe you want to get away from this person. So maybe this person has a lot of knowledge, but maybe they also have a sharp tongue. Maybe there's a little bit of jealousy here. We got Queen of Wands, so it's like could be a little bit of competition between the queens in this pile. The Devil. So it could be that this person is a bit controlling of you, actually. So someone in your environment that maybe comes across as very controlling. The Death, the reverse. It's almost like you feel like this person is just kind of like sucking the life out of you a little bit, and you want to get away from this particular individual. But it can also be maybe a situation where you feel like you're not growing. This is Nine of Pentacles reverse. It's like you want more freedom, you want more independence in your life. That's really important. So then we get Eight of Cups in outcome, and Eight of Cups is really when we need to follow our own dreams, or we're just going to end up codependent and unhappy. And so we get here King of Wands. you're meant to be your own entrepreneur and build on your own ideas. So for those of you who do work in whatever area, maybe you didn't even think that it's possible to be entrepreneur in the field that you're in, but it is, because you have that remember, Queen of Wands, you have an ability to teach and present things in a way that it really inspires other people. We got an Emperor reversed, which means that you'll have to learn to organize yourself, and maybe for some that's a niche to help people get organized as well. Seven of Cups, so the internet will play a big part in this role, because you can reach a lot of people once you are setting up your channels and things like that. Okay, so some of you could go into business partnership with someone, but it's something a little bit unexpected happening. You get that in Pertro, and then notice is up here. So I feel like a lot of you will have a lot of luck. You're going to see a need for a certain either product or skill that people are lacking, and you're going to invent around it. Yeah, I think for a lot of you, you're going to be able to use your imagination as well. Because this is Lagus. Lagus is reversed. It's something that you're doing that's a bit against the stream, but you're being very, very original actually as well. This is next to Algis. So you could be also giving people advice. But be careful of Tyr here being reversed. Tyr, when it's actually Tivas, it could be that there's someone in your life that's not willing to make the sacrifices that you need to make, and it could be someone who comes across as like they're kind of maybe a bit challenging to be around, and that blocking then the creativity. So it had to do with what we saw in the cards with the controlling. And maybe you feel like you can't grow in the environment. So for pile 3, ask the Creator of all to take you into the environment where you can grow and blossom, because you really need to blossom in this pile here. Queen of Pentacles here, yeah. So Queen of Pentacles is someone who is really good at everything, basically. They have a lot of skills, especially in herbs, cooking. They understand healing, they understand how to run a business, how to run a household, they can do it all basically. And here we get the Hierophant a little bit sideways, so maybe it's like some of you could be connected to a learning institution or a organization that's very influenced by religion or some kind of belief system that it's tied into, but it's often a strong institution with ties to religion. I've got the Empress. So I feel like with the Empress you might find that you have outgrown a situation a little bit in your life. That's what it feels like. So 5 of Swords reversed, like you feel like this is not where you're going to be growing. And Queen of Swords, and you have to find your own way and be, but Queen of Swords is also their card for coordinator. And so then we get the Chariot reversed. It could be that you just feel maybe it's a little bit start and stop on the journey as well. So they want you to start planning. Planning is going to be very, very important. Then we get 7 of Cups reversed, which can mean when people have stopped dreaming. So they want you to start dreaming again. Then you get 7 of Swords. So 7 of Swords is when people are very individualistic and they want to, and it came here next to the Hierophant. It could be that you are, you feel maybe a little bit stifled by the environment. Then we get Knight of Swords reversed in Empress. So it could be also that someone is trying to get a lot of attention from you by creating drama around you. And then we get sort of sideways 10 of Wands. So it could be that you're doing other people's work for them, and that came in the 5 of Swords. Then we get the Fool in Queen of Swords. So maybe again you feel like, yeah, you do end up doing other people's jobs for them, and then maybe it's hard to communicate. Maybe it's different communication styles as well. Then we get the Sun in Chariot reversed. That can mean actually that you're gonna, because Chariot reversed, you really need to go back into the Lovers, and the Lovers can mean that you're gonna make a decision that's very heartfelt or very close to your heart. It can also mean that a relationship is influencing your decision, but you're gonna make the right decision, and if you feel like you made a wrong decision in the past, you're gonna be able to rectify it. And here's King of Cups. So for King of Cups can mean that some of you are healers, vets and doctors as well, or you're gonna be high level management because of very strong diplomatic, like I said with the Two of Cups, you know, having very strong diplomatic and good communication skills and being very good at communicating with people. But King of Cups is also very connected to animals, and someone who's very good with animals as well. So this is really a pile for people who want to work outside, wants to work with animals, who wants to be work with on the land and things like that. So that's what I see here in pile 3. But there's also an artistic side to this pile as well. When we get 2 queens, that's always a good sign. But I would like to see 1-4, because that means you'll commit to it. And we did get Emperor reversed earlier, so it could mean that you need to also work a little bit more on that you can commit to this and not start and stop. Yeah, that you don't start and stop. So you can do it as a download, that you know how to solve all the problems, that if there are going to be problems, then you'll be able to solve them easily with grace and ease. Because so that you don't stop yourself or talk yourself out of this journey. They want you to keep your optimism high, as we see in the Fool. They want you to keep your optimism very, very high, because this is part of your destiny. Actually doing this, we get that with double Queen. It's always something that we're continuing on from a past life, and you when you're in this journey, you'll feel that, yeah, you'll feel like this is what I'm meant to be doing. But maybe you're a little bit different in the way you're thinking to the people that you're around. You got double 5 with a Knight. That's always then time to walk through a door that offers another opportunity. So this door might not be fully open yet because Knight of Swords is reversed, but as soon as you make up your mind that this is what you want, it will present itself to you. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know how you're going. Bye!